is to make sure that all is well. And I'm also waiting on a little bit of news from my spouse who is traveling in in a place where the airport was damaged by an earthquake. So we're waiting for some good news there. All right, here we go. 2, 1. So we're live right now here on Facebook, but I'm also broadcasting in a couple of other places. I'm broadcasting right now at YouTube, in addition to broadcasting on Twitter. And so I'm double checking real quick here because for some reason it looks like we're not live in Facebook. So I want to double check and make sure. There we go. All right, we are good. We're good to go. There's a little bit of a lag time here. So just to make sure that you're with me, I'm going to do a quick little save here. Click. Awesome. And welcome you. I apologize for that little bit of delay, but there's just a lot of things going on, and I typically like to start on time. So my name is Tanya Smith, and I'm with Mindfully Marketing at mindfullymarketing.com. I am broadcasting, as I mentioned a little bit ago, live here on Facebook as well as on YouTube and Twitter at the same time. And we did a show not too long ago where we talked a little bit about how we're doing exactly that using a tool called Restream.io. So if you're here with me live, feel free to leave me a comment. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. Leave me a comment and let me know you're here. That's the only way I'll know that you're actually here with me, other than I see a little pair of eyes that shows the number. But I want to say hello and reach out to you personally. So let me know you're here and let me know where you're from. Meanwhile, if you have been looking at options to automate your social media content, then that's what we want to talk about a little bit for the next 10 to 15 minutes here on the Mindfully Marketing Live show. This is our Toolbox Tuesday. And so on this show, I'm typically talking with you on Tuesday nights about online marketing tools that will help you to streamline the way you put your content out on social media. And so tonight we're going to talk about a specific tool, and I'll share just a couple of things that I did in terms of researching and trying to get myself ready to promote, looked like something was happening there, but to promote myself using an automation tool for social media. I wanted to make sure that I was able to do that. And I have done for a little while a lot of manual posting, but for some reason, in this particular situation, recently I decided that I really, really, really wanted to take it to a different level. And I'll explain why in just a few minutes. But what I usually like to do is to go ahead and start off by sharing my little intro video. And we'll come back, and that'll give you a little bit of time to join in live for those of you who are running behind. All right, so I'll see you in a couple of seconds. All right, again, welcome back. And my name is Tanya Smith of Mindfully Marketing at mindfullymarketing.com. Again, thank you so much for joining me live. And if you're watching by replay, I want you to type into the comments #replay so that I know you were here. Meanwhile, as I mentioned, we're going to answer a question, and it's around the idea of looking for automation tools to help you to automate some of your social media. I say some of because at some point in my career, and if you've been following me for a long time, you'll know this, you'll remember this, but I used to automate just about everything when it came to my social media content, like everything. And that's not the way that I actually built my Twitter account, because with Twitter, I was doing a lot more interacting and engaging, which is why it built it so large, because I really was in there. But it took a lot of time. And nobody wants to be sitting constantly at their phone doing this right here, when you could be living life. And the same thing I would say applies to sites like your Facebook or Pinterest or any of those other things. You need to be able to balance your social media content and your post, not only with your own personal interaction, but also with some level of automation tools to help you to be able to do both at the same time and do them well, but also to supplement the fact that you're not going to be on, the switch is not on 24/7, right? So I'm curious if you are actually watching right now and you are using a social media automation tool. I want you to just type in yes. If you're not, type in no, because I'm curious about how many of you are actually using social media automation right now. And by automation tools, what I mean is, are you using some type of tool that is posting on your behalf? So you can plug in your content and then allow it to post at 10 o'clock at night or post at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever time you've set, but you're not physically sitting there ready to post. If you're doing that, type in yes, and if you're not, type in no. So what I'm going to share with you are 3 things that really led me to the choice that I've made in terms of the tool, because I looked around for quite a few, I'd say a few months. I've been doing a lot of my own social media here lately since I broke my team up last year. Doing a lot of my own social media because I really do love engaging with people and responding personally and just hearing from folks. I love doing that. But what I ended up doing is finding myself once again in a situation where I was like, okay, I'm on an overload, but I need to make sure I maintain the presence. So I used to use Hootsuite, and I don't know if any of you have used Hootsuite or if you're using it right now. But I found that it no longer really suited my needs. And so I ended up downgrading some time ago and only have the free account and barely ever use that. I also tried a couple of other tools, Sprout Social, but Sprout Social seemed a little bit overdone for me. Like there were too many complications as I was using it, and it was getting quite expensive. So if you've checked out Sprout Social and you love it, good for you. I was not a fan. It wasn't for me. So I also checked out a couple of other different tools, and I won't go through the whole entire history of tools, but I'll tell you where I landed was Agorapulse. That's Agorapulse. And the reason for that is there's 3 reasons. One, from a cost perspective, it's very competitive. They are typically, their starter plan is at about $49 a month. And I will tell you, back in the day when I first started using, using tools like Hootsuite and some of the other ones, we were paying maybe $5 a month, $10 a month. So now, yes, it's up to about $49 a month. And I will admit that I reached out to them to say, really? I mean, is there a discount plan? Because it only comes with 3 social profiles. But the response I got was kind of interesting, and they did respond right away and said, hey, we're actually pretty competitive with the market. All you've got to do is go out there and search, which I did, of course. And I found that a number of other different social media automation tools that do share your content for you cost about the same. They're right at about $49 a month. Sorry, I needed to take a little bit of a sip right there. But here's the thing that some of the other tools are missing, and those are my other 2 reasons why I chose Agorapulse. So the second reason, so cost was one, because it is competitive. It looks like many of the other tools that are out there for social media automation. It's, like I said, about $49-$50 a month is average. So just know that you're going to anticipate doing that. If you're looking for a really useful automation tool for your social, it's going to be around that average. But the features were the second thing. And really, those were the most important thing to me, because a number of the social media automation tools that I did go and look at for that amount, for that rate, they only had the ability for you to be able to post, but they didn't give you, not all of them, give you the ability to be able to respond directly inside of one social inbox. Agorapulse allows you to do that. So that's a big plus, because the point is you're trying to save yourself time. So if you want to be able to post, you want to be able to review all of your comments in one place. You want to be able to do social listening, which means, you type in certain keywords and look for common trends and other posts that might look similar. I wanted to be able to do all those things for the price that I'm paying each month. And not every tool gave you that ability. Some of the tools that I was looking at would give you, here you pay $49 for this feature, plus you add another $20 here, plus you add another for this team member. I didn't want to do that. Agorapulse gave me all of those features in one tool. The third reason why I ended up choosing it is because of the ease of use. And so I'm sharing these with you because these might also be factors that you're looking into as you're trying to decide which tool should I use for content automation when it comes to social. The third feature, or the third reason, the ease of use piece is important because you definitely don't want to find yourself going into a tool that is going to take you years to learn how to use, right? So it might have all these fancy features, but if you can't figure out how to use them all and use them efficiently, then that's sucking up more time. I wanted the ability to be able to do this with ease, jump in quickly. I kind of like the pretty, meaning whenever I'm looking at a tool, I want to make sure that the user interface or the way that the tool looks on the back end is user friendly. Like it looks good to me. It looks professional. It's something I wouldn't be embarrassed by if I did have my team member also using the tool. And so that was important to me. The user interface being not so complicated, being very easy for me to pick up and learn so that I can move fast. Because the minute I started using it, and they have a 14-day trial, by the way, the minute I started using it, I wanted to really use it at its full capacity without having to spend 5 days just learning the tool. So those were my 3 reasons. I'm curious about you. If you have not yet picked a social media automation tool and you're in the market for it, what would be the number one thing you absolutely have to have? Even if you have picked up your own content automation tool for social, what is the number one feature that's your favorite feature? Put that in the comments because I want to know from you if we're kind of on the same page or if there's something that I might have even missed, because it's possible. And then finally, I would share with you that my 14-day trial is not quite up. Because here's what I did. After I did the 14 days, I kind of left and went to some other tools to experiment. The really cool thing was that Agorapulse sent me a note and said, hey, if you didn't have enough time, we'll extend your time and give you a little bit more so that you can really see if this is right for you. And I love that they paid that kind of attention to their customer service. So that would be probably the bonus feature I would tell you that I love about Agorapulse is that they're highly responsive and the customer service is there. And we all definitely want our questions answered when we ask, right? So with any tool that you're looking at, some of the same elements that we just talked about, ease of use, making sure that it's easy to learn, making sure that it is cost effective and that it has all the features you need. And in addition, it has that customer service. Those are 4 things, so 3 plus a bonus, that I would highly encourage you to think about and consider as you're deciding to purchase and invest in any tool. And by the way, always do the trial. Always do the trial. And if you need extended time, you want to work with a company like Agorapulse and make sure that you're taking as much advantage of that time. It's sort of like taxes. If you owe taxes, you wait till the very last minute to pay. So you want to make sure that you use up your free trial all the way to the end and then go ahead and upgrade unless they have a special that allows you to get that special discount before the end of your trial period. Then you want to take advantage of that too. All right, folks. It is Tuesday Toolbox time. Thank you so much for watching. Miss Tina, I see you. Hi. I hope all is well and that your trip from Bali or to Bali is or was fantastic. It looked like there were some beautiful memories there. I'm looking to see if I see any questions or other folks that have joined. I know I'm going to have some folks that are joining on the replay. So if you're on the replay, again, make sure you leave me a hashtag replay. If you are looking at how to streamline what you do with your social media content, please make sure you join us every Tuesday for Toolbox Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. On Thursdays, we do a Trends and Tips episode. So I'll be back this Thursday for our Trends and Tips episode talking more about tips and trends that can help you with your social media content marketing. And I'm also going to be talking this Thursday a little bit about a group idea. I haven't quite decided yet, but an idea for a group because I want to get your input and see what you think about this idea of building a community related to mindful marketers. All right, folks, thanks so much again for watching and have an amazing rest of the evening. And if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave those for me. I'll make sure that I respond to them. Otherwise, we'll see you next time here on Thursday for our Trends and Tips show.